The Delphi Murders, The Man on the Bridge, February 13th, 2017. Two teenage girls were enjoying a day off from school in the small town of Delphi, Indiana. They walked along an abandoned railroad bridge, laughing, recording videos, taking pictures. At 2:07 p.m., one of them pressed record on her phone. The video captured a man walking toward them, hands in pockets, head down, deliberate steps. Then audio, a voice, low, calm, "Guys, down the hill." That grainy clip would become one of the most haunting pieces of evidence in modern true crime history, because the girls who recorded it never made it home. Background and setup. Liberty Libby German was 14 years old. Creative, athletic, bright. Abigail Abby Williams was 13. Kind, quiet, loyal. They were best friends. That Monday was a snow makeup day, no school. Libby asked her older sister to drop them off at the Monon High Bridge trail around 1:30 p.m. The Monon High Bridge is an old railroad bridge, nearly 70 feet above Deer Creek. Wooden planks spaced unevenly. No guardrails. A place locals knew well. The girls planned to hike and be picked up around 3:15 p.m. At 3:11 p.m., Libby's father arrived to get them. They weren't there. He tried calling. No answer. Family began searching. By evening, volunteers combed the trails with flashlights. The next day, February 14th, Valentine's Day, their bodies were discovered in a wooded area near the bridge. The tight-knit town of Delphi was shattered. Population, under 3,000. Violent crime, almost unheard of. Now 2 young girls were gone. The crime, authorities have never released every detail of what happened. But here's what we know. Libby's phone recorded the suspect approaching them on the bridge. The short video shows a man in jeans, a blue jacket, and a cap. He appears ordinary, almost forgettable, which made him even more terrifying. When he says, "Down the hill," investigators believe he was directing the girls off the bridge toward a secluded area near Deer Creek. Somehow, despite being outnumbered, he gained control. There were no reports of gunshots that afternoon. No screams heard by hikers. The crime scene was described by investigators as unusual. Rumors swirled online about staged elements, signatures, but police held details close to the chest. One fact stood out. Libby had the presence of mind to record him. In her final moments, she created the strongest clue investigators had. A face, a voice, a fragment of evil preserved forever. The investigation. Indiana State Police released the image of the suspect days later. The blurry still photo of the man on the bridge exploded across national media. They released the audio. "Guys, down the hill." It was chilling in its simplicity. The investigation became massive. Thousands of tips poured in. Sketch artists produced a composite drawing of the suspect. Then, in 2019, 2 years later, police did something unexpected. They released a new sketch. A younger-looking man. At a dramatic press conference, Superintendent Doug Carter spoke directly to the killer. "Carter, press conference recreation to the killer who may be in this room. We believe you are hiding in plain sight." He referenced a movie quote, appealed to conscience. The town watched, stunned, but still no arrest. Years passed. Online forums exploded with theories. Armchair detectives accused locals. Speculation grew wild, but investigators remained silent. Until 2022. The breakthrough. October 2022. Police arrested a man named Richard Allen, a Delphi resident. He lived less than 2 miles from the bridge. And here's the shocking part. He had come forward in 2017. He told police he had been on the trail that day. He said he was wearing jeans and a blue jacket. He admitted being on the bridge. But somehow, the tip was not prioritized. Years later, investigators reviewing old files rediscovered his statement. They obtained a search warrant. Inside his home, they found a gun. Ballistics testing allegedly linked an unspent round found near the girls' bodies to Allen's firearm. That was the break. The quiet pharmacy technician from Delphi was arrested and charged with murder. The community was stunned. He had worked at a local store, printed photos for residents, smiled at neighbors. Police described him as someone who had blended in. Just like the man in the video. The trial and legal developments. Richard Allen has pleaded not guilty. Court proceedings have been heavily scrutinized. Pre-trial hearings revealed disturbing alleged evidence. Investigators claim Allen made incriminating statements while in custody. Defense attorneys argue inconsistencies. Questions remain about timeline clarity, forensic interpretations, witness accounts. The trial is expected to be one of Indiana's most closely watched cases. Families of Libby and Abby continue to attend every hearing. Their strength has become a symbol of resilience in Delphi. Impact on the community. For years, Delphi lived under cloud. Parents walked children to bus stops. Doors were locked more carefully. Trust fractured. The case became one of the most widely discussed unsolved child murders in the U.S. The video clip became iconic and haunting. Two girls, brave enough to record the man who would harm them. Their quick thinking helped build the case, even in fear and even in their final moments. Closing reflection. The Delphi Murders remind us that evil doesn't always look extraordinary. Sometimes it wears jeans, keeps its hands in its pockets, and walks quietly toward you on a bridge. But they also remind us of courage, of two young girls who sensed danger and pressed record. Because of that recording, the world knows his face, knows his voice, and the search for justice continues, even in the smallest towns. The truth waits, and sometimes it takes years to surface.